Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to start this video off with a huge thank you to Patty's Potato Peelers. We, I just can't say thank you enough. My YouTube started blowing me up uh, today, and I was wondering what was going on, and I finally put it together that Patty shouted me out on his channel, and just had some really funny comments and a bunch of subscribers come over, and I just got a good laugh about it, and I was just so thankful and happy uh, to Patty and to his kind words. I watched his video about what makes a knife company great, and I I just am so appreciative. I just thank you so much. There's just something so special about connecting with all you guys, and especially coming from you, Patty. It's very it really meaningful. I've been watching you for a long time, and I just got such a kick out of it, and I'm just loving this so much. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate the support. And I wanted to talk about actually the video that Patty made. I think it was called "What Makes a Knife Company Great" or "What Makes a Great Knife Company." And I think I'm going to call this video a small example of a great company. Patty, he had a lot of great points, really solid points on his video, and almost where each one of his points could have been its own video. But he answered that question really well, because there are so many things that he said that he jammed into that video, and it really got my my wheels spinning. I wanted to talk about one company. You might have guessed what that company is, and just a small example inspired by Patty's video. Somewhere along that video, he mentions, I think he's talking about Benchmade, not throwing Benchmade under the bus, but just talking about Benchmade, how they do happen to be expensive, and how part of that expense might be paying into their warranty service. Might not be a bad presumption. And Patty went on to say, why are so many people having to send back knives, right? And what are you doing wrong? If the price of the knife has to be so high to make up for your stellar warranty, why are so many springs wearing out or breaking down? Why is blade centering such a problem? You know what I mean? Because it's kind of a double-edged sword, a catch-22. If you're gonna spend that much money on a knife, you really expect fit and finish to be great. But if part of the reason why the knife is so expensive is to make up for the warranty that you're providing, it kind of doesn't make much sense. So I appreciated that comment. And so what this video is just a quick and small example, in my eyes, of what is a great knife company. And you guessed the company, it's Mora. Mora, in a way, almost serves as the opposite of Patty's example with Benchmade. Again, not trying to throw Benchmade under the bus. That Osborne, that 940 is a ridiculous knife, and and Benchmade as a company, they do great stuff. There's no doubt about it. So I'm not trying to say one thing or the other there. But what I'm saying though is Mora kind of gets something right where Benchmade maybe doesn't. Think about Mora and how much your standard Mora costs. Here in the US, generally, you can get a Mora for under $20. Now, some of their Kansbol and the Garberg series, and maybe like their axe, their hatchet, or whatever. Some of their products do change in cost, but their standard, their more a companion. This knife, the any of their other series. I'm trying to think of what's the. I'm trying to think of that other one. Anyway, any of their other knives, most of them can be had for under $20. And how often do you see QC issues with Mora? I have to say, me being a weirdo, I own a lot of Moras. I never got one Mora knife that I ever thought I had to send back. And the kicker to the Mora thing is, this knife, for instance, I had a couple of these things. I love this knife. This knife costs like $14, maybe even $13 on Amazon. This is the 511 Basic, I think. Yeah. In C for carbon steel. First of all, I love carbon steel. I love carbon steel. Look at that patina. It's awesome. And look at this handle. I just think Mora got so many things right on this knife. I love this knife so much. So what made me actually think about doing a video on this knife was I've been going hiking and just walking with my kids and my wife. And I take this knife with me. We'll sit down, I'll sit down, I'll find a bench, I'll go to the ground or whatever. My son will bring me a stick and I'll just start carving the stick, whittling on a stick. And I use this knife. This knife weighs nothing. The quality of it is incredible for the price. Incredible for the price. Mora gives you some of the sharp, if not the sharpest knives ever out of the box. For $15, call it $15. This knife is as sharp, or I say sharper, than any knife you'll find me. Bring me a knife that's sharper than a Mora out of the box. I'm not saying they don't exist, but man, when you get to hair popping sharp like a Mora is, honestly, at that point, you're literally splitting hairs. There's not that much more. I'm not going to be that much more impressed. I mean, I'll put it another way. If you give me a knife as sharp as a Mora, I'm a happy camper. You know what I mean? Just a great blade. I don't recommend batoning this thing, but if you had to, could you do it? Yeah, probably. I mean, if you were in some weird situation where you had to get at some dry wood and you found a couple inch thick dry wood, baton it open and then carve out some feather sticks or whatever you had to do to make a quick fire, you could get it done with this thing, no problem. And by the way, God forbid it's a survival situation, which, by the way, if you ever get caught, well, if you think that you might potentially get into a survival situation, don't bring a Mora. Maybe bring a Mora as a backup, but bring the right tool for the job. I'm not wishing anything upon me, but I doubt that I'm going to get into a survival situation when I walk to the park with my kids and my wife. You know what I mean? So this is what I bring, and I love it. But that said, you could get anything that you need done with this thing. It'll do you just fine. I mean, just fine. It is a functioning tool. One of the reasons I love this knife so much is how thin the blade stock is. This knife cuts like nothing else. Awesome Scandi grind on this thing with a zero edge, razor sharp out of the box. It just gets it done, man. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful blade for $15. So what I'm bringing it back to Patty's video is to say, you know, unlike some other companies, one of the things that makes a knife company great is they offer you a product. They have an extensive product line, and they offer a product where you are really getting a lot for your money. You're really getting a lot for your money. Now, I dare say Mora's warranty service is excellent. I mean, I don't know, but I guess it's a good thing I don't know because I've never had to deal with it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mora's warranty service is excellent too, and yet they can put out a product that is very cost effective. It meets common man prices and gets things done that the common man needs to do. And what else do you really need? You know what I'm saying? And not to say that there's no reason to have other different knives, because there certainly is. But this is an amazing blade. Amazing blade. You can have such a great time. You can go camping with this thing, go fishing with this thing, you can go hiking, you can bushcraft with this thing if that's your thing. You're carving bowls out in the woods, you know, whatever you need to do. Man, this is a great knife. It's lightweight. You could use it for hours. There's no hot spots. It's a beautiful handle. It's a beautiful blade. I just think it's great. So that's what I'm trying to say. My mini answer to the great question of what makes a knife company great. When they can deliver a product like a Mora to the working man with this level of quality, and there's no pretension about it. There's no, oh, we're going to jack up the price because of X, Y, and Z, or because, a lot of them get sent back. And, if you want a good warranty, then, you gotta pay into the service like anybody else. No, this is an amazing value knife. And not only that, you can afford to buy a couple of these things. You could have different systems. You could keep one in your car. You could do whatever you need to do. I'm not sure what the laws are in the UK about fixed blades, but I'm pretty sure you could have this thing going camping or whatever. And phenomenal. You can use it as a steak knife. You could do anything with this thing. Just a great knife. And it kind of underscores to me, like, what is the ultimate, what's the joy in this hobby? It's stuff like this. I mean, yeah, are LT Wright knives or other, like mid-tech knives or custom knives, are they really fun and great? Absolutely. There's no reason to say that they're not. But like I said in another video previously, it doesn't mean that that's the only way that you can have fun. Man, honestly, if I had a bunch of Moras and that was it, I could take my kids out camping and hiking, and I could afford to buy them all. Everybody could have their own or multiples. I'd be perfectly happy. These just an awesome blade. Their stainless steel versions are really impervious to rust, so that's a great option to go fishing with, or if you're near salt water or something like that. They're stainless steel knives. They're not rust proof, but they're great. I've found really great. I'd think twice about bringing carbon steel out to the ocean, but or whatever, or bring it and then test out the warranty service. But anyway, just a great blade. I just wanted to show this off. And for me, the joy too is I get to take this knife out with my family, and nothing in the world can replace my son coming up to me and giving me a stick and saying, "Hey, Daddy, here's a stick. Do you have your knife? You want to check out your knife?" And I take out my knife and he watches me carve a stick with it. There's just nothing more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have that memory and more memories like that, and it's just, I'll die a happy man. Again, Mora is a household name because of that. You know what I mean? They've earned a spot in my repertoire as a great company. I trust them. They're a great brand. I like their stuff. I just like the whole thing. So, great video to Patty, and thank you so much again for the shout out. And awesome question, and my small response. So God bless you guys. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, I'm going to be joining Patty's podcast on Thursday. It is 19:30 UK time. And I'm not sure if it's a live stream or if it's recorded and then he'll post it afterwards. But really excited to meet Patty and talk to him. Just talk to him about this awesome knife hobby that we can share together. So thanks, guys. Stay safe. Enjoy your families. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.